Yo, what's up, guys? We just got the new release of new units, and they kind of look like the pony or like the human forms of the ponies. So it's gonna be interesting. I was actually not really expecting new units, but it was actually mentioned. We had a patch 2 weeks ago, so could be either this week or 2 weeks later. Than now that we get new units, and they did mention in the event that we currently have with the 35 units that it was not going to be the one over here, that they were not going to include units that were released after the patch. So this thing is running until, I think, the end of the month, pretty much. So therefore, they have to release new units in either this patch or the next patch. And they have a 2-week cycle, so it does mean it's going to be this patch. So let's see what we have. Justice does look definitely very cool. It's kind of like the scale things, like good and evil kind of thing. So, and enforce justice and punish enemies. Okay, so we got Water Justice is the only one we see thus far. Yeah, this one is running 25 more days. So, and it did mention that we're not going to be able to pull the Justice in this one. So there is also potential for like a new scroll coming with this update, and therefore also with the new patch. But I'll talk about that in a second, because that might be the best pack of the year, because most of the time December is back pack of the year. Say, too much rambling. Let's look at this new unit. So we only see the water one. It is a sport unit. Attack the enemy to decrease the attack bar by 20% with a 50% rate. Probably goes up to like 75-ish. If the attack bar was not decreased, attack the attack bar of any ally with the highest attack bar by 100. Okay, kind of weird though. You could force that into an immunity. If you force it into immunity, you're boosting bar. That's kind of interesting. I would say that the boost of the bar is almost more interesting. Well, you kind of have the choice, which I kind of like. You have the choice if you hit this on an immunity or if you hit this on a wrong element. Then you glance, and therefore you're more likely to boost the bar by your own ally, which is the highest effect. And all of those will have that skill 1, so that's going to be an interesting one right there. S2 is remove 1 harmful effect on all allies, increase the attack bar by 20%. In addition, recover their HP with the with harmful effects removed by 20%. Wait. Okay, so that's a recovery for 20%. Okay, and a bar increase, and nothing too special. If they were to put these two together with a passive, it would be kind of a mediocre-ish units, but let's see what skill 3 does. Remove all harmful effects on the target ally, increase the attack bar by its 20% with the harmful effect removed, reset its cooldowns, or reset the cooldown of Authority Justice if affected cooldowns increase or decrease. Wait. Okay. Reset. Oh, so you then cannot reset your own skill. Okay. So if you're, that's actually pretty strong to the current meta though. So if she were to proc out of a silence from a Layla and she starts purifying all of that, you get an insane amount of bar and reset its skill cooldowns. I'm not sure if this is going to be a reset of the skill cooldowns by the X amount of also debuffs that you do land yourself. That could be a thing. Maybe it's just a 1 reset CD, but it would be kind of cool if you're cleansing of 5 debuffs, and it will go for removing all of them. It is on 1 allied target though, so it's 1 specific target that you're going to be boosting up for 20% bar and that. So I can see this working. Would I claim this specific very strong? Not really. Let's say that this unit would have a 33 speed lead, then we're talking. So that's always the thing, like we don't really know what's the speed leads, what's the base speeds, what's all of that. But I would say just by the look of the skill 1 and the skill 2, those are going to be overlapping with other elements. It might be interesting, so I'm definitely going to be looking out for these kind of videos. Also, right now, I'm still in China, so now finally for a normal time zone when actually getting those releases of those units. They look very strong, but then again, we also do kind of know it is Countess. They kind of tend to like to release a unit that's pretty garbage at start, and that will be good in like 3-4 months. So we'll see what that's actually going to happen on that. But at least by looks, it looks pretty cool. The idea behind it is kind of cool with the S1 that you can make a choice. So far with just cleanses, I'm not too sure about if like this one is super strong. I could definitely see a world where you would cleanse a unit, reset the cooldowns on all of that unit, and then it can go for like a nasty hit or a Gianna. You can go for like an S3 again, or like I can see a lot of options where she will be a amplifier to a lot of strong things. So that's definitely interesting to see right there. What I was talking about also for scroll that might come up with this update, and I do expect the update to hit on either the Thursday or the Friday. It's pretty close in days, because I expected this notification if we were getting a patch this week on a Tuesday, but probably this patch is gonna hit Thursday or Friday. Then I would assume on the Friday, because probably Thursday we're getting like maybe a little bit of a longer list of like what's coming, and then on the Friday they hit the patch or anything like that. But we shall see. I will definitely cover it if that is coming. But first of all, about that scroll that I was talking about, this scroll will most likely be popping up with that update as well. And that is by far always the best, highest value scroll in the game. Because if you're only missing, let's say 5 or 6 or 10 units, or well, close to 10, then it's pretty much a choose LD, or then it's pretty much a choice net 5 scroll right there, which is absolutely always really goated. And I'm just gonna pull my LD5 real quick right here while talking about it. So yeah, that's just one of those things. If you're missing any particular unit, you do always want to get that one particular unit from these kind of scrolls. So even if you're not planning to use it right away, I would recommend to buy it, because it's just literally one of the best scrolls, if not the best scrolls, and the best pack in the game throughout the whole year. So if in the whole year you're spending $100, just only buy this one. That's my biggest recommendation I can get. And people were asking, like, where is it coming? It's mostly mid-December. So this is going to be the mid-December patch. I'm expecting it this week. Plus, probably they will add more packs, because, you know, Counters, they like to add a few of those extras and that kind of stuff. And there's been a lot, really a lot. So, yeah, that's just my recommendation for those. Funny enough, they also gave a notification about something interesting. People are not playing that much RTA, especially not for Special League. And they're really going to lower down a lot of these numbers. So getting a G2 rank in Special League right now is just the top 1%, which is arguably a lot easier to play, because we had a top 1% for your G3 in the, what's it called? Like the new Temple of Chaos video. It's going to be released later today, by the way. So if you're waiting for that, it's coming later today. Already recorded it, just waiting it to publish it. But the 1% in most servers was about like 800 to 1,000 if you combine all servers, at least for the big like population servers global in Europe. So if you combine all of that, it might be that top 3,000 if everyone plays RTA. Well, maybe not 3,000. Top 2,000 might all get G2 for that, which is definitely an improvement on this top 1,000 over here. So that's going to be a lot easier to get that in. It also does mean a bit more that the more people play, the better you, or the more things you get for rewards. Also, that does mean if more bots play, you get higher rewards. That's just one of those things. Well, let's see how that works out. But it's definitely chill to see that all of these numbers go down. Also, most of the time, I did not hit, or I hit the certain rank by the ranking, but not by the points. That was just a stupid thing. Like if you had 1,500 points, you were top 20 already, not top 100. So definitely nice to see that. I'm also curious to see if they're going to do that for normal RTA as well, because normal RTA right now, I do actually know that a 1900 at the current moment is sitting at like a 250 rank. So people are just playing less and less RTA. I might do a video on that, because RTA is just less enjoyable at the moment. It's just so much RNG going in back and forth, but it's fairly noticeable that a lot of these ranks are just simply not filled altogether. You can see it on this website. So there's a few ranks that are completely filled, but also just over the edge of filling. Only P3 is kind of filled. There's 67 points over filling. But over here, it's just 4 points over, 21 points over. G3 is not even filled yet. P1 is not even filled yet. So that, with the amount of days that we currently have left on the season, 10 days left, is very late. So my curious question to you guys, what would be a reason for you guys to play more RTA? Would it be better rewards? Would it be less RNG? What is the reason you're not playing that much RTA? And while thinking about that, I would also like you to show a clip of a reason why I stopped playing RTA for that day. So we had a triple resistance over here on the monkey. We did get an additional turn. That's always kind of nice. And we do go for a Thundered State over here. And this was one of my reasons that I'm like, yeah, this is probably one of those things I cannot lose, right? Full AoE stun on 75 check. Okay, not bad, not bad. That is definitely something that can happen. Stun over there on that one. Okay, full stun luck. Well, now he's kind of out of like any juice. Shouldn't be that bad. Okay, stun on another 50% rate. Not too bad, not too bad. Gets another additional turn, because the additional turn he starts cutting. As a full all or nothing, gets another all or nothing on a full stun rate. Stuns on that again. I'm like, okay, I get another additional turn. I should be fine over here, right? You still have all skills available, at least your S3 available. Stuns it again on S1. Yeah, this is kind of the point where you're like, this doesn't make any sense. Gets another additional turn, kills that, all or nothing, stuns double of that once again, skill 3 stuns once again. So yeah, this is one of those things you just want to throw your phone at the window. And you can also see by the emotes, this is Osada-san, is a friend of mine, no grudge against him whatsoever. But it's just one of those things that does showcase, like, the game is not fun like this. Like if something is a 50 or 75% chance and it happens 12 times in a row, that's one of those things where you're like, yeah, this is maybe not my day to play. And I think there's a lot of too many of those kind of examples of like a 0.0001% activation rate combination sequence, which just makes people not want to play. And that's my reason why I'm not playing that many matches for the last, I don't know how many seasons. But yeah, let me know in the comments, why are you guys not playing that much RTA and what would motivate you to start playing RTA again? Well, that's all for this video, guys. Thanks a lot for watching for this one. See you as always in the next one. Temple of Chaos video on water is coming later today, so subscribe to not miss out on that one. See you!
Thanks for watching. If you would like to see more guides, join the Discord and check out the content tab for the guide video archive, which contains all of the guides that you might need. Hope to see you there.